couple of men who need no introduction, but I'm going to steal Jay's line and say I'll give him one anyway. So one of Manchester's favourite sons, Jay Motty, and Crolla of Celebrity the Chase.
How are we, mate? Good to be here.
Did all right on the Chase.
Yeah, I did. Missed out by a second.
I thought Susie Dent
beat the beast.
Was it the beast? Say it, but I think you're the stronger one.
Susie, she carried me a bit. Susie Dent. Harry and Ellie. Yeah, we needed. There's only two of us in the final, weren't there? It cost us. Cost us.
All right, man.
I got an horse racing question wrong though. Never been forgiven by the family since. Bad times, but yeah. Other than that, I've done all right.
Mate, I don't want to insult you, but I was surprised. I thought,
I know a lot of people. Do you know what's bad? Like, honestly, my mates and other people's going, did they honestly tell you the answers? I didn't know. But I did get a bit lucky with some of the questions. But yeah, good day.
Mate, it's your own fault.
Yeah.
You mentioned it. So-called day about the Chase. I love it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's better than talking about football, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anything's better than talking about football at the minute, isn't it?
Anyway, what were you going to do?
Yeah.
What's game yesterday?
Yeah, I did, unfortunately. It was, do you know what I was saying before it? Like, it's like twice now we've been filled with this hope from, Champions League games. And think, right, now we're going to sort of our season's going to start. And yesterday was disappointing, man. It was disappointing. A lot more disappointing than the Chelsea game. Not just because we got beat, but it was... there was very little to be positive about yesterday, was there, in my opinion. And obviously now I think I've seen sort of online, there's a few people calling for Ollie's head, and it's never nice to see, but that's what they're doing. And it's a terrible start sort of to the season. There's
in the league?
In the league, yeah. No, that's it. Champions League. It's been brilliant. That's it. It's out here in the Champions League, but... Yeah, it's in the league. It's been bad, and the worrying thing. I mean, obviously, home advantage don't really come into play, does it? But it's been the home form. It's been bad. But yesterday, yeah, we just looked out of sorts, and Arteta looked like they've done a job on us tactically. Being honest,
this is the thing. It's frustrating. I know what you mean about home form. Home thing don't come into it because we haven't got crowds there, and everyone's the same.
Yeah.
But you look at these games and like for me, the crowd makes a massive difference.
Yeah,
and I know, everyone's got the same scenario, but it's like even going back to, I know the game against Spurs we don't want to talk about, but that for me doesn't happen if there's a crowd there. I think there's a different reaction. Certainly not to that extent. You might lose that game, but you're not getting turned over.
We got smoked in that game.
Yeah, and I think you can say, oh well, all ground, no club has fans in the home ground, but you look at United, which is what we were talking about, and it's affecting the players.
You can't deny that. This season, obviously the Newcastle game wasn't. I know it wasn't a bad performance. Obviously, they really turned it on late on. But Brighton, we robbed. Never mind robbing 3 points. Didn't deserve nothing, did we? And
how many times they had a post? Is it 5 times?
Staff record or something, wasn't it? It was. That's Paul. Thank you. We was over. I remember I told you I was over in Riga watching that with a big man, Fiore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who was watching it in like a casino. And
Brighton gone close again, Anthony. What's going on, man?
It was about the end of a few other Reds actually. So can probably have as much as an atmosphere we've had all season. Well, for me anyway.
He's a United fan, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Red man. He's a red, genuine Red.
I'd love to get him on for a thingy. I can imagine it just being hilarious.
I interviewed him once years ago, but I interviewed him when he was a lot younger. I think it even might be before he fought Chisora, and he was what you call it? He was not quiet, but like he was pretty like I don't want to use the term normal because it sounds like I'm being horrible to him, but he was pretty chilled.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's always
this is
been
before
a
he became the massive superstar.
No,
this
he's
was
always been a character.
11 years ago. I think he was training in like a converted barn in Lancaster or something.
Yeah.
And I interviewed him there, and he was proper sound, but it was for a lads mag, so it was all like lads mag questions.
Yeah.
And he's been with his missus for years, and he was a bit like,
yes,
like it wasn't really him, but he was sound. He was proper sound, and like when I seen all the stuff that's gone on since, I'm a bit like.
No, he has always been a character. Like seen him since sort of teenager and stuff like that. And he's always been a character, like for sure. But always been a Red.
I was talking to characters. I'm not seeing him for a while. How's he getting on, Joe?
He's mad as ever, but he's good. No, listen, we're in the gym, and obviously now with the lads and Tash, I think the only one who looks. There's two who look likely to fight. Callum Smith's waiting on a date. New addition, Steve, you know him?
Yeah,
Alex Garnett, yeah. He's looking really well, but he's just waiting on confirmation. We're hoping Callum Johnson, but it's just because of obviously there's very limited shows. That's it. But Alex, as you know, like super dedicated, and whether he's got a date or not, he'll be in the gym daily. Do you know what I mean? So it's just sort of waiting to see what's what. A few big fights coming up. As a fan, we saw it weekend, didn't we? But no, other than that, hopefully be a part of it.
Is that your phone?
Don't
think in there.
It is me, isn't it? Yeah, it absolutely is me.
Just as we started that, just going to put this on silent. Probably took it off silent.
Apologies, boys.
Yeah, Alex's story is wild, isn't it?
Mental.
Goes
Lived in
out to
gyms in
Mexico,
Canada, Mexico.
Really?
Goes out to Mexico to spar.
Marquez.
Yeah. Juan, I always ruin this name because
Yes.
it's a proper tongue twister. Juan Manuel Marquez. Ahead of when he was fighting Pacquiao. And I don't think it's unfair on Alex to say he's not Manny Pacquiao, right?
No,
but he's an aggressive southpaw, and he's got very, very quick in and out. Not as much out as Pacquiao does, because Pacquiao comes in, swarms, gets out of there before you swing, whereas Alex kind of stays in the pocket a little bit. So they've seen him fight, and he'd only had about 3 fights. He was with Atten Money at the time.
Yeah, he's
only had about 3 fights. Mexican gym's just gone, hey, do you want to come and spar us out here? And he's gone, Savit.
Yeah.
Puts Marquez out, right, with Showtime there. Do all the cameras and that. And he says, someone's jumped in the gym and gone, listen, turn them cameras off. And Alex has gone, I'm getting buried in the desert. He's like, I'm going to get murdered here, aren't I?
He's ended up living out there for a bit, Anna.
Well, he sat down and went, right, you need to come to this gym.
Yeah,
And,
so he lived out there for a bit.
So he went, rather than going,
Avatar.
what? He went, all right.
Yeah.
As you do. Fair play to him, man.
But he's had a bit of a mess around with some promoters and stuff like that. And
Now he
struggled.
seems a bit of stability now, so he's moved down here. Obviously now he's just waiting on a date off McKenzie. And we'll see. Hopefully in the future he'll fulfil
He's a world champion.
what his potential,
He's a
what
world
he deserves. He's basically, he's almost been self-trained for the last few years since coming home. So I really think that he can do big things in the sport. So we'll see.
He's from down south, and then messaged us a few weeks ago. He fought the other week.
Yeah,
he lost. It was a
an
fair
unbelievable
loss.
fight.
Yeah, it was a war, but he lost.
Yeah.
No, it's one of them.
But a few adjustments, he'd put that right. Do you know what I mean?
And I think he just decided, didn't he? Like,
that was maybe the kick he needed. So
fair play to him.
He was like, I think I'm moving to Manchester. Like, what gym should I look at? And I was like, mate, there's hundreds. And I did say, check Ant out, and he did. I think you might be his first call.
Caught up, and he loves it. He's settled in well. So in fact, I pick him up most mornings. Near the arena. Travel to Bolton, drop him back off. So it's good. It's good having him in.
How are you getting on with Callum and the Smith brothers now that they've started winning things?
Do you know what? Again,
don't envy you there with that one.
To be honest, it's been a tough time as of late, but they've not started the season great, have they? I know it sounds daft that because they go top yesterday, but it's it's not. I'm top of the country.
Yeah,
no,
we're 15th. They're top. It's the same, mate.
No, I know. Yeah, things haven't changed. No, but they don't look the same.
It's how you spin it, innit?
Yeah. As horrible as it was to say, they don't look the same beast as what they was last season.
But they lost 7-2, didn't they?
Yes,
at least we've not done that.
They've been quiet since the Van Dijk, service and stuff
since
like
he died.
that. So since the memorial. Yeah. No, just listen. I don't know. It's been tough, when you're just Liverpool fans and Blues as well in the gym.
Yeah,
it's been hard. It's been really hard. Yeah, that's it. But it has been tough. But I just think I don't know. Listen, I've always said this season I don't know about Leicester because I think that's once in a lifetime thing. But I just think I know you could argue, well, that's every season, but just a team who can put a bit of consistency together. I think it's wide open the league.
Everton could have been that, couldn't it? But
you thought
slipped
so,
last couple of weeks.
Yeah. It's but listen, we're early days, aren't we? We're early days. But someone can put a good run together. We might see something like that.
Mate, I'd love it if that happened. If it was like not the Scousers or City.
Yeah.
I'd feel like we won it almost.
Well, I think that Spurs
I know that sounds bad.
Yeah.
I know it does. I was having this chat with Macca before, and I was like, if Spurs win it, mate, I'll be happy. And he was like, no, Mourinho, I can't be doing with him. And I was like,
but he's got a dartboard of Mourinho.
Yeah, he has. So. And I was like, mate, if Spurs won the league, that'd be a result for us. Do you know what I mean? Because let's have it right.
It shuts Arsenal up, which is a win.
Yeah.
It's not the Scousers or City.
Yeah. Massive win.
So, you know what I mean?
I've not really got a dog in that fight with Spurs. I don't really care.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Spurs is almost just like another Leicester winning it. Isn't it? It's like, all right, no one of note won it this year. Sound. It'd be a good achievement for Jose, though, to win it at another club.
Do you know what? Imagine
the
explosion on social media,
It'd be brilliant. He's I know it's thinking like you say you like him a lot more now, so he's not the manager, but still, me, I just love the arrogance to be there all day for that. There
was a time on it with Jose. We almost forget when that first season he was decent.
We were good,
yeah.
And he had that about him where you bought into it, and like I was having it with him.
I just thought, I fucking love this man. when he's in Stockholm, obviously he'd been under a lot of pressure and stuff, and won against Ajax, didn't we? Just walked over to the fans and just went. yes, I'm all for that kind of shit. I was like,
I love about that as well in Stockholm was when he went, we were all celebrating, and he counted the charity shield, didn't he, as a trophy?
Oh, brilliant.
So he went over to them all celebrating and went free, and made them all go like, brilliant. Free trophy.
Brilliant. He's, now, honestly, do you know what yours? I was saying though, one of the coolest guys I've ever met. I don't want to say met him, shook his hand and a few words and stuff, but one of the coolest guys, just man, telling you.
Who's the most famous person you got in your phone book?
I genuinely don't.
Yeah, you do.
Man.
Yeah,
no,
you
I
do.
don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
Get your phone.
I genuinely don't.
Don't.
No, I don't know.
Don't do that.
I don't know. But I just.
It won't be
He's
your phone
certainly
book
one
much
of
longer.
he's certainly one of the coolest guys I've ever met. I mean that. Just what a cool get.
Yeah, he's alright, Jose. I've never met him. I did a press conferences when he was there, but he was always alright. I didn't piss him off, which was a relief.
Well, he went. I mean, didn't he ever go at you once in a presser?
No, he took the mick out of me for being bald.
All right.
Yeah.
Which, like, I was quite. But the thing was, he said something about me being bald, like pointing at me and said something because he had an haircut, and I was writing, so I didn't notice. And then when I finished the press conference, I was still writing, and there was like a shadow, and I looked, and it was him, and he stood over me, and he was like, "Are you jealous?" Pointing at his hair, and I was like,
"What do you say?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like the Mirror ran a story on it. Like Mourinho, I was like, takes the mick out of bald journalist. I was like, I'm going to change that to my Twitter bio.
Is that still around? Can we get that framed?
What?
If you can find that article, send it me and I'll frame it. And we'll have it up
it's
in
still online. Have a Google.
Right then. The Champions League form, we sort of touched on it a minute ago. Do you think that that's going to keep him in a job? Or do you think that he's got to start winning the league?
It is. Listen, no. You've got to start picking up points in the league. But there's no denying there's people who haven't turned yet because of the Champions League form. You know, he's had 2 great wins, 2 great performances as well. In games where, I don't know about you, but I wasn't expecting to take 6 points in those first 2 games. Be honest, I think a lot of people.
I was losing them both. Actually.
Yeah,
no.
And that's it. So I think that does play a big part. But like I say, in the league, we've had one decent performance, haven't we? Newcastle. So it's
mad that, isn't it? What, we're 7 games in?
I'm never under them, but he's under pressure. And listen, like Allred, I love him, and I don't want to start saying, oh, he's not the man, or he needs to be replaced. But we do have to be picking up points very soon.
Me and you were talking just before we came on air, and we were saying that like it seems now there was a time when the only people on my timeline on Twitter or people in my phone who would message or whatever in group chats who were all out were people that have always had a bit of an agenda against him and have been like Poch obsessed and things like that. But now I'm beginning to see a little bit more, one or two people who I kind of respect a lot and who
changed,
and you can't doubt the pedigree as United fans. They're not fair with the fans.
No, it did happen yesterday, definitely.
And I'm seeing it a little bit more, which worries me because I'm like, when you start getting those Reds questioning,
don't want to say the word top Reds.
But you know what I mean.
There was a few well-respected fans who were saying it, wasn't there?
Yeah. Well, I had a guy ring me up last night who, like you said, the credentials aren't in doubt. Yeah. And I've never heard him say anything like this. And I was about 10 o'clock last night, and as soon as he answered the phone, he just went, "It's got to go, Annie." I started laughing. I went, "Oh, you're fucking serious?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm deadly serious." And I was like, "Fucking hell."
That's what I mean.
Threw me, because I was just like, where's that come from?
Yeah.
You see that on social media, don't you? You see these wild leaning left and leaning right sort of arguments, but I didn't expect it on a phone call like that. I was like,
this is it. It's when that starts happening that you start worrying for the manager. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Anfield, I don't keep going about Josie, but Anfield, you can understand why Josie went after that because
with you, you knew I was there that day, and just a lot of people turned that day. It was like, nah, and you knew that was.
That was me that game. That was me that game.
Well, I'd been like you guys. I'd stuck up for
it.
The difference is, the players aren't there. The players aren't right. You can see bad performances in players, and you can see a poor tactical performance, which is what I thought it was yesterday. but there's always something in the performance that you go, this is still a team, this. And you always get that with Solskjaer. I haven't seen one game yet where I just go, oh, these don't want to know about it. But in that game at Anfield, oh, mate, it was shocking. They didn't give a shit.
And it was like...
Bad times.
With that as well, like Jose, it was almost like he sabotaged it. It was like they were getting down our left, weren't they, with Andy Robertson, and he took off, was it Delo? And brought on Fellaini.
I can't.
They give him a free
Did
rein.
he bring on Delo?
No, I think he took Delo off and brought on Fellaini. What he did was the opposite of what he should have done. Yeah. Like, he sort of made it easier for them almost. And then you're into that thing, aren't you, like... Is he trying to send a message to the board?
There's a bit of stick for the substitute yesterday, wasn't there?
Yeah.
When Bruno come off.
Because a lot of people expected
Pogba. He pulls Bruno, he pulls Greenwood, and I thought the form Pogba was in, that wasn't the mood. Like, who's more likely to get you a goal? Them two or Pogba? Still playing now, I'm not sure Pogba would have got us a goal.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. And like, with Ollie, when he's struggling in the past, you can sort of make excuses. When he ran out of steam in his first season, when he took over and we just had that horrendous run, you say, well, he's not had a pre-season. We had that magnificent run when we first won in Paris and all that. Yeah. The players just knackered. Okay. Then when we were struggling, like last season, when we lost to West Ham and Newcastle, and garbage like that, you say, well, we're relying on like Pereira and Lingard, who's out of form. He's not, Martial's out, Pogba's out. We haven't got the squad. Now, though, we have got a squad that he's...
Yeah,
he's not been backed enough by the board, not at all.
No,
but he's brought in some players. He's got a bit of a squad there, and like you say, Steve, tactically you're looking at it, and I'm no tactical genius, but you're looking at it going, don't make a lot of sense that to me.
No, but that was a one game, and we've had more tactical successes this season than we've had tactical failures this season. And I think when it's like that, when the balance is like you've had more tactical success than tactical failures, you go, all right, well, let's try and find the reasons for this rather than just go, get rid of the fucking manager because it's the easiest thing to do. And I think that's the hot button.
I'm with you there. I'm not one of them who's like, nah, he's got to go.
No, mate, no,
definitely
God, no.
not. I'm with you there. He's got it right sometimes this season.
Yesterday was not one of them. Yeah. But like, do you bang the missus out anytime that she makes you a bad tea? You don't do it, do you? You know what I mean? She gets another go. Like... Before we have to speak to lawyers. So, I don't understand why that's the only option that people have. It's like, he fucked up, get rid. But you don't say that about a player.
Yeah.
He had a stinker yesterday, sell him.
I don't know, some do, don't they?
Right. I think this is the first, I'm worried for Ollie because I want him to succeed.
Yeah, so bad we want him,
especially with Ollie.
And I can see what he's doing. It means to him as well.
And it's like, I don't want us to get a new manager in. I'd like us to have success with Ollie.
I'm kind of enjoying the fact that Jose's successful at Spurs because it tells me that Poch should have done better.
Told you don't like. He's not a big
Poch fan, are you? No.
But
why would you be?
But I'm worried though. But he's like we just said
because he wears black on black. All right, it's hot. But listen, so what?
You know my thoughts on Poch. Anyway, I'm with you. I'm not his biggest fan at all. But I have to be realistic and like we've all said, I don't know with this board especially how long it goes on before, if it does carry on like they go, let's get Poch in.
Well, because otherwise they have to take some responsibility themselves for not backing the guy, and they're not going to do that.
No. Yeah. And also, it's like, I obviously think they're like kids. Oh, get a new manager in, back in the papers. Oh, there's the share price gets a bump or whatever. Oh, everyone's talking about United again, and we get a bit more of a lift. Not, is it the best thing long term?
Club,
It's like...
It's going to be all over the show tonight. So he's on Monday Night Football tonight, right? So I guarantee all everyone's going to be talking about, probably all we're talking about tomorrow, is the fallout of Pochettino. You know Carragher's cheeky. He's going to ask him. He's going to say something about getting that job tonight. I guarantee it. He's going to say something about, do you see yourself being back in the Premier League, maybe in, the 0161 area?
See Carragher's... the
best answer he could have given is
I
don't know if...
kills me. I love them too. I think they're great. About... Just play Pogba on the left. Do you not see it? With the bottle of champagne. Oh, mate, killed us, to be fair.
They're always doing it.
They're good double acts.
Yeah, I wasn't too keen on it when he first brought Carragher in, to Monday Night Football. It used to be Neville on his own. I quite like that. And at first I was like, these two are forcing the argument, but it's great double acts. Good stuff.
New signings. We've not really seen much of Tellez apart from a little bit of a cameo that we saw. It did look very good.
He looked decent.
Do you think more of Van der Beek?
We've not seen so much of Van der Beek either, have we, to be honest?
Are we going to see them? Are they going to help Ollie as they get in? Even Cavani as well.
Cavani as well, like you say. It's I think there's no secret. We've got Cavani, however many years too late. But I think for me, if he can sort of rub off on a few of those younger players and he can just produce a little bit, we can have a good season out of him. Then be happy. Van der Beek, I'm excited about, but again, we've not seen a lot of him or so I just think it's very early to talk about, the transfers, whether they're going to be a success or how good they're doing, because we've seen very little of them. I know a lot of people's question is, why is he not starting Van der Beek? Like that is something maybe to be answered, and we'll see in time. We'll see the reasoning for that in time. But yeah, it's hard. I think it's hard to answer that. Like if you're happy, I'm happy with him on paper, but I don't know.
I think they could be the key for Ollie. If he gets that enough time, ironically, I know he's like chicken and
that's another thing. Like give them.
Do we honestly think that he's like within a week of getting binned?
No, I don't. But you do. I don't.
I think I don't want it.
I'd be
possibly talking about it if Champions League, if those Champions League games haven't been won.
I genuinely worry with this board. Right, two reasons.
One, final? Should we look at tickets?
It's Istanbul, isn't it?
Istanbul,
yeah.
That'll be fun. Hey, one of the few places we might be able to go. Get our teeth done. Champions League. Yeah.
Oh, is that where Brendan went?
Two beers in one
stall. Where did he might have done actually.
Yeah, I think it might have been so.
Did it?
Yeah, everyone goes to. Don't be so.
You can see him from here.
If we get a ticket, we'll go the final. If not, we'll spend the ticket money on teeth.
This is gonna get clips up when we get knocked out in the second.
What, us talking about getting our teeth done?
Well, teeth and an air job. I was going to say, but we're all right. We're all right.
No need for that. Listen, Jose. I don't want it to happen, but I just think with this board, with Poch weighing and the way things are going, if it carries on, I can see him being under real pressure. And I know you've got the Champions League, but
that we're going to win.
But we're 15th, and you need to get out of that soon. You can't be saying in Christmas. No. And I don't think we will, but I'm just saying. You can't be saying at Christmas, we're 15th, but we're doing all right in the Champions League, because I don't think that washes.
I was saying me like the other week, and even still now, like again, take away that Newcastle game. I've seen quite a bit of the football this season. We're right there as bad as anyone. We've been as bad as almost anyone. I think there's all Sheffield United, and at times, although they've done a number on us, although we got 3 points.
Well, they're just there by luck, really, aren't they? Really, that could have been an absolute disaster.
We have been as bad as almost anyone, haven't we? Do you know what I mean?
Fulham,
there's got to be big
down there with the Fulhams of the world, this world. Do you know what I mean?
Jesus,
that's how bad it's been. But it's like, I mean, just looking there at the form. I mean, when you look at that, it looks all right.
You take the Champions League performances out though.
You're missing that's what I mean. I know it's finger, but you're missing that.
Win, lose, draw. Sound.
Yeah.
But that's the last 5. Was it? No, it won't.
How many points are we on in the league?
We could probably add that up in our heads.
It wasn't Palace before that, was it?
Is it 7?
Oh, what in that?
We're on 7.
3, 4. No, off there it's 4, isn't it? But
no, in points.
We have
overall
got 7
in the league.
With Brighton, it's 7. That's
points.
What we've got,
7.
Yeah.
All right. We'll
7 points.
We'll stay up, lads. Right.
Yeah.
All you got to do, you got to match your points per game.
As long as we're not bottom by Christmas, we'll be all right.
Football next season.
There you go.
Yeah. Premiership football, European champions.
Would you take? Someone's asking. Would you take 17th in the Champions League?
Yeah. Like, if you're not winning the Premier League, right? On a serious note, if you're not winning the Premier League and you win a trophy,
yeah, I think
coming anywhere between 2nd and 17th don't matter, does it?
But imagine the meltdown as well. 17 from winning the Champions League,
and all the knobheads who are
people
fuming,
try to
get him out, and he's like, fucking have it. Yeah, I'll take that. I'd take a year in the Championship and winning the Champions League. That'd be min.
Imagine the throwbacks.
Fleetwood on a Saturday. Florence on a Wednesday. Oh, yeah, come on.
Yeah, I don't know about the getting relegated bit, but I'd definitely take the 17th one. Yeah,
Madrid and Mansfield. Yeah. Fantastic.
Do you know what I mean? Come on, mate.
Just for banter.
Just
as a bit of refresh. I got other grounds to tick off. You know what I mean?
But no, going back to what you said, I mean, Sellers looked good, didn't he, until he got COVID?
Yeah.
He looked really good.
He did?
We'll see him briefly. Cavani, like you say, it is probably too late. But
you think so? But
the feedback of him in training, a lot of journalists we've been speaking to, people who know a little bit about it, are saying like he's a really good influence.
Yeah.
can still do a job, something different. And like
Van
you say,
de
Van de
Beek,
Beek,
yeah.
see more of him. Really,
More
don't
of
we?
him, yeah.
I think
He's looked good every time we've seen him.
Yeah,
You said, was it you that saying he ran out of steam a little bit?
Yeah,
one of
which
the games
game was
where
it?
you can see why Ollie's been a bit.
Yeah, I think I can't remember which
Cautious
game
with
it
him.
was.
Was it? No, I can't remember.
He tired in one of the games. I mean, Pogba tired yesterday, and we didn't hook him.
Yeah.
We was literally saying it about a minute before he ended up giving a penalty away. Like, he's second to every ball. He's just not quite sparking. And I understand needing to get that match sharpness in and that match fitness and getting him up to match speed and all that lot. And that's why I'd play a fairly rotated side this week if I could. I'd get Cavani a start. These are pretty shit, to be fair, Istanbul. Yeah. They got one decent player. It's not Raphael either. They got one decent player that's going to create. They've got a bit of a Premier League tribute out with like Nasser Chadli, Demba Ba, Skirtle. They've got one of the oldest squads.
Skirtle? I didn't know that.
I didn't know Skirtle was there.
What about now? Come to me, I'll tell you what's going on.
Nice.
They're going to play 4-1-4-1 and they're going to be shit. They also got set pieces galore, right? They're going to be one of those proper like League Two against the Premier League team, joining all run different directions and stuff. That's watch out for this. And then give me a text when you see it. Like, there you go. But they're not very good. They got a right winger, and if you deal with him, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
But I think it's time to play a rotated side. Give everyone a rest because I think that Everton game's massive.
Yeah, big game.
Yeah, you can't be losing 4 out your first 7 games, whatever it is. You can't. That's,
Everton, is that Goodison?
yeah, I think so, isn't it?
Does it matter?
Well, I don't know.
Not really. I thought, right, when this all kicked off and it was like behind closed doors, I thought it might give you a bit of an advantage because you know the ground, your routine and all that. But
it's throwing it right up in the air.
It's not, has it?
Really?
Do you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't seem to count at all, and it's a shame because you know we all go to the games and we were getting there. I felt with the atmosphere at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
you know, over the years,
it was definitely getting better. It was definitely getting a bit better.
It looked like, I know this is like the phrase of the century, but we turned the corners with the atmosphere. We're getting there, and then lockdown. It's all over.
Here's the thing for you. We were talking about this the other day. I don't know if we talked about it on camera, if it was just having a brew. When they let fans in the stadium, you're definitely applying.
Yeah.
But I reckon it'll kill it for you. I reckon when there's 20,000 in there,
true,
and the nearest person, you're like, I said, I'll have get me one. Thank
what do you reckon of that?
Try to get the songs going and stuff. And do you know what? You know where I think that's happened? I know it's totally different, but do you know West Ham's ground? I'm like, none of them are happy about it, but you can actually hear songs starting on and someone else is singing. It's just...
I've not been to the London Stadium. I went to Upton Park.
That's the thing with new stadiums. It throws all the chips up into the air. Like, it takes a long time. Like, where I am in Stretford, and we've all got a chat on Facebook where we all sit. We all sit together and have like a little thing. And some of them, they've been there years and years. Like where I used to be at the bottom of K stand, people have been there 15 years.
Yeah, we was in Jay, and everyone who was around us was there for years. But then they've moved them for like rail seating and because they extended the disabled bit. So it's all been moved.
But you know the vibe, or you go, do you know what? My mates are in there. I'm going to try and get in there, and you might slowly edge your way down into getting in somewhere. But when it's a brand new stadium, and you just go, fucking deal with that. Like, mate, what a nightmare that is. That's where supporters associations, TRA, things like that, that's where they come in to try and organise that sort of stuff. But by the sounds of it, West Ham had nothing like that, and it was just like, good luck, fuckers.
Yeah, it's going to be, like you say, what are you looking at, 23,500 in Old Trafford for the first time?
They, but I don't...
It'll be wank.
I think there's already...
I mean, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, same here, obviously.
But it's going to be wank.
But even that, like, they're going to have to work out how they're going to do it, how many are season ticket holders, how many are not, what's the crack there, because...
And most of us travel in with someone else usually, don't we?
That's it, I was going to say that, yeah.
So I'm going to my old man's not? Cool.
That's what I mean. That's like part of the match day thing for me is I see people at the game and never see anywhere else. Do you know what I mean? Meet up before the game and whatnot. But it is going to be weird and need to work out a way of doing it. I know some fans in the ground's better than none, but you just want to get back to normal.
But that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's really. I'm not going to call it a product, but like that's the vibe that what we watch is different. It's different now because of no fans being there. It's a different thing. The atmosphere is not the same. None of the players have celebrated the way they would if it was 75,000 in there. Can you imagine some of the winners that we've had and they've just turned around and gone, yes.
Yeah.
It's weird. Even watching it on the telly, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right.
At the time, it's
like a training game.
Yeah, so it's already took a step down because of that behind closed door shit. Yeah. Then if they're gonna start letting us in, I do get what you mean.
It could half kill it when they get, like you said, we're gonna reply, but if there's 20 odd
get in there, and I can hear the players coughing, and you're like,
Yeah,
There's not going to be an atmosphere.
Yeah.
The best atmospheres, small shit stadiums
Yeah.
where you've got about 10% too many in.
Yeah.
And you're packed in like sardines. Not when it's like...
Kills it a bit. Like, that's it. But, do you know what I mean? Just start winning some football matches first.
That'd help. That'd definitely help, innit? Oh, my God. Do you think he will play a rotated side against these lot Wednesday?
I don't know, because it's weird, because he is under pressure. I know it's the league, but the Champions League's been in saving grace. So if he starts losing games in there as well, he's going to be in all sorts of pressure. So he might think, you know what, I need a win. This is
the game we're expected to get the 3 points in as well.
Like just bounce back from the Arsenal result, get a win.
Yeah.
But I think we've got options there, because like you said, if he starts Cavani, Van de Beek, say he drops Pogba, and or he can bring back Martial. He's not played much, has he?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him rotate.
I don't know. I'd like to see Rashford being given a bit of a breather.
We've got the quality of depth in the squad to be getting 3 points there, haven't we?
And I'd like to see Pogba.
They're shit.
Taken out.
They're shit, mate. They're shit, but they'll beat us. Or 0-0 us. Let's be real. Or go one of them funky set piece manoeuvres.
We should be. I mean, because even like when you look at it, you know, you can bring in Tuanzebe, you can bring in, I don't know, Baye Fit.
I mean, if it's yesterday, it's no tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. Cavani, these are good players. You know what I mean? Van de Beek.
You could play a back three of Baye, Rojo, and Jones. They all play for us. I know it doesn't feel like it.
Are they all beginning the squad though?
No, who fucking cares?
Oh yeah,
I think Joe
Jones isn't even in the Premier League squad, is it?
It is the thing. If you ring up Istanbul Besiktas and say we're going to play Jones and that, they're not registered, and they'll be like, yes, it's fine. Isn't it mad that those three are still in the books?
It's mad.
We've probably got half as much chance of playing on Wednesday as they do as a free.
I don't know, man. It's weird with Jones because it's like...
You left-handed?
I'm right-handed, man.
I'll have to go on the left-hand side then.
Yeah.
It's weird with Jones because... What is he? He's only young still. He's not that old. He's 28.
What?
He's not like... No, he's not like... You feel like he's like 34
Jones
or something.
only 28?
He's only 28 or something.
Shut up, Jay.
no,
That's
he's older than
nonsense.
that.
Have a look then. Have a
He's
look.
in his early 30s.
I'm telling you now.
I think he's
30,
about 30. I'm going to say 30.
Have a look. Oh, he's only nailed it. 28 years old.
No,
That's what I mean.
He was born in 92.
It's what I mean. You think of him as
I
like
thought he was
30 odd, don't you?
30s, like
Oh, he's
32,
gone. Forget
33.
it. Yeah, he should be in his prime now. He went to the World Cup 2 years ago, and now look at him. Can't even get in our Premier League squad. He literally can't get a game, or even on the bench, or even in the squad, even a number.
Rojo.
I'm mind blown at this. I'm mind blown he's still a United player.
I mean, if you like sort of tried to sell him someone, I've got a player here for you. 28 years old, play for England. Like
Fergie said he's as good as Duncan Edwards.
Yeah.
Oh, he
You're
must
like,
be
oh,
good.
yeah,
Who is it?
Phil
Jones.
What?
It's mad. He's only 28 though. No, he ain't. Google it.
It's weird, isn't it, man? But you think about it, when he was at Blackburn at 18, he looked amazing.
Yeah.
Blackburn.
He
played twice in the
won the
league this year.
won the Champions League, won the Premier League, didn't he?
You always want to see local lads do well, don't they? I remember, do you know what? It sounds mad, this. It sounds like I'm scraping the barrel.
Oh.
Being at Burnley one December and he had a fucking brilliant game. And obviously they was giving him loads because he was a Blackburn player. He was world class. Do you know what I mean? But I suppose it was Burnley, wasn't it?
They're crazy though, you know.
Freezing.
Blackburn and Burnley fans, mate.
Oh, mate, the ages, he was getting a fair play. He was giving it out at the end and stuff because he had a belter of a game.
But there's more arrests per 100 people in Blackburn and Burnley than every game in the world or something. Honestly, it's like martial law when you go there.
Thingy Derby over there.
Boca River.
Yeah.
Which is more fingers.
Mate.
Right, here's Phil Jones' playing record. This is how many league games he's played. So 11, 12, 29.
Yeah.
12, 13, 17.
Got a Premier League winners medal.
13, 14, 26, then 22, 10, 18, 23, 18. Last season, 2.
How many?
2.
Yeah.
Jay,
How
2.
many caps has he got?
More than he should have.
Go on, how many?
1 less than Nobby Styles managed.
Was that 37 or something?
27.
20, he's got 27 caps. He's won the Premier League. He's won the FA Cup. He didn't win the League Cup, did he? He's won the Europa, I think.
Premier League, FA Cup, Community Shield 2 times. So that's 2 titles. And Europa, we're laughing at?
Europa.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, he's won as many European trophies as Manchester City have, right? He's won as many Premier Leagues as Liverpool have. He's got more caps than the likes of Jermaine Jennings, Chris Sutton, put together.
No, but he hasn't. No, and there's loads of absolute frauds that have got loads of caps.
But he has got more than like most, hasn't he? Like
27
most
caps
of them
is-
so-called
27 caps is 27
Look at
caps.
that, mate. It's decent, that. Give him a chance.
In 2015, he played 7 games for England and only 10 for United.
Mate, that's mad. Mate, I remember Jose going back to Jose. When he played for England, he was injured and they gave him injections before the game to get him to play because he was that important to him. That wasn't that long ago. It was like 3 years ago.
Played twice for us in the league last year. Twice, 2 times.
Do you know what? When he said he knew no one would come to his testimonial, I almost felt a bit sorry for him.
Yeah, you want, of joking
That genuine,
aside and all
like,
that, you want a local lad to do well, mate. I don't care who you are. You want to see him do well.
It's not, I don't want to trigger him here, but because he'll argue the other way, but it's not his fault. He's not very good anymore.
No, but that's an absolute cop-out, that, Jay.
It's not like he's not trying. He's just not up
of course,
to it.
but it's on the board to jettison this shit when,
Oh yeah,
when they're no use to us.
I'm not arguing that. He should have gone 2 years ago.
No, and it's, do you know what? Testimonials used to be for like Brian Robson.
Yeah.
That was the only person I could really, prior to like Scholes and Giggs and Rio, like, it was kind of like Robbo, no fucker, and then them lot. Who else has had testimonials that you can think of? Chucky had one, but when was that?
I don't know. I remember, like, it wasn't his. It was a testimonial. I think he had about 4. Was Busby had one when I was like a kid that I went to. I remember George Best was in it and plays like. But like, you're right. I remember
Testimonials
Robbo.
are
I
meant to
remember
be
like
for
I think
legends of the
Mark
club.
Hughes had one when he came back.
I'm trying to think whether
I'm sure they had one
Sparky
against
I think
Celtic.
he did. I'm
just
sure
before he
did.
left.
Celtic, that
Celtic
makes
used to be
sense,
our,
that.
Yeah,
tapping
93,
for
94 around that time. I think he had
I
one.
remember my nana loved Mark Hughes, yeah. So
Yeah, don't
lucky
get him
enough she
started on
passed
Mark
away
Hughes.
before he went to City.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
To-
I don't want to say
to-
that's a good thing.
No,
Obviously,
but
you
it
not passed
probably
away
was,
isn't a good thing,
yeah.
but at least you
Yeah.
don't have to see that because that was
Of course, would
horrible.
have broke her heart.
Mate, he's another one. Let us down, man.
I'm going to avoid saying it
Yeah, come on.
about the 1991 European Cup Winners' Cup
Scored
final.
probably the most important goal in our history as well.
Yeah.
91 Cup Winners' Cup final goal.
Yeah.
And the best.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's on the board to get rid of these guys before, and testimonials shouldn't be given out. We shouldn't be giving out testimonials to the likes
I
of.
get that.
You know, is Smaller on loan, or did he even get sold? I can't remember how it went down with
He's
him.
gone now, and he's gone
Yeah,
to
Roma.
Roma now, hasn't he?
No, we
Took a
shouldn't be
while.
having like Ashley Young approaching testimonials, Phil Jones approaching testimonials. It's a fucking disgrace that these
But
players are even
this
at the
is
club.
another thing as well, right, where I think Ollie's been sort of outdone by, is because, right, all right, he's made signings and sold players and all that, but when he was caretaker, so
Yeah,
he's
they give him a new deal, didn't they?
they give like all these players like Jones, Young, Smalling, new deals on massive money. So then when Ollie is permanent and he has to get rid of him, he's got to get rid of players who are on 150k a week, who ain't
Do you know
worth
what
half
happened?
of that.
We had
I
11
fucking loved
players.
Ashley Young. I loved Ashley Young. I'm
Oh,
put out
I'm-
there now. I
cheers,
had it with Steve before. No, I did. And
I'm with you,
Mate,
mate.
I
You're outnumbered. I
genuinely
loved
did.
him as well, man. It's good.
good,
You're both
good.
fucking wrong.
Nah, I fucking loved Ashley
Wrong.
Young. He was red through.
Wrong.
That's
Yeah.
what he
Wrong.
was.
Yeah.
Nah, he
I'm
was
red through and through. I'm
and
shit,
through.
and
Mate, he was red through and through.
He's up there.
You're forgetting, can our player of the season a few seasons back?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Best left back on the planet for a little while.
He
there.
was.
World Cup
Some
semi-final.
good times.
Fucking God.
Watford,
Yeah.
he had. Was he score 2 free kick? What did he score?
It was a cross, that.
Right? It's
Watford
a fucking free kick.
Mate,
It
absolutely.
was
Stop
Baltic.
cross.
Baltic.
Quality. Tell you what, mate. He's not up there with Robbo and Keano and all them, but he's a
I loved
he's a
Ashley
captain.
Young. I'm just throwing it out there. I genuinely did. No, I did, mate. I did. I'm not joking.
I'm glad you're
loved
here,
Ashley Young. I know you don't, but I did.
I can't wait for one day when he comes back and you have him on your warm now.
Not happening. Not after he fucking blanked me in Singapore. He can
Do
fuck
you blame him?
off. Ball cunt.
Thanks you. I wasn't surprised in have a go at you.
He was in it. Right, there's 3 of us in a room. Joe,
Yeah.
me, and Ashley Young. He wouldn't make eye contact.
Hey, you done the
And
right
may or
thing.
may not have been staring at him.
Done the right thing by the sounds of it, didn't
Yeah,
it?
what do you want him to say? Thanks for all this abuse over the last...
Wasn't abusive
All right,
until that
thanks for all the
point.
criticism over the last few years.
Constructive is what it was.
Hey, thanks for the feedback. I appreciate it.
He's fucking shit, lads.
Right,
Mate,
listen.
no, I'm not having
He's
it.
proved
He's
himself
red
in
through
there.
and through.
Gone there. He's
How
absolutely
bad
tearing-
must that Italian
tearing
league?
it
Pereira
up.
scored
I
a
mean-
weekend.
There you
Did
go.
he?
Start side.
Didn't know
Mate,
that.
Couldn't hit a cliff from the sea. Like, honestly. Scoring in binzers.
Is he a loanee? Or loaned out even?
Yeah, I think
Pereira?
he is.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
sure.
he is. I'm sure he is.
It's weird, isn't it? Like Delo, he's another one, isn't he? He's gone to
No, where's he gone? Where's he gone back
Milan.
to?
Milan. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think. Do you know what? I knew he'd gone somewhere. I didn't know where he'd gone. Do you know what? Like,
He's on.
mates of mine that did, like, they had massive hopes for him, and it's just not worked out, has it?
Like,
we'll see.
There's times when you look at him, you think he's decent.
Yeah.
On the ball.
Yeah. And then there's times when you think, what the fuck is he
someone's
doing?
running at him.
Yeah. What are you doing? Get him off the pitch now. Looks like he's won a competition.
He was one in that Anfield game with Jose where you go, I thought he could play left back. Not anymore. Got rinsed.
It was weird, innit? Because I thought, I don't know what, like, fancied him at first, but then that's all gone out the window. Massively.
That Italian league must be shit, you know.
Well, you say that about, like, you could say that about the German league, because Chong looked pretty bang average at United, didn't he? Now he's gone to Werder Bremen and he's tearing it
doing
up.
bits there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So it's like, are all these leagues shit, or is it just these players
Is
that
it
are
a problem
playing
at
better when they're
United?
not at United,
Yeah.
Have they got
Maybe so.
different levels that they're not?
Big Rom.
reaching?
Big Rom as well.
Do you know what with him, though?
He was a goal off original Ronaldo's score tally at Inter.
He's what?
If that doesn't tell you how bad the Italian league is
What's
right
that?
now, he scored one less goal than R9 did for Inter in his
Fucking
best
hell.
season.
That's unreal.
So can we just agree that the Italian league's shite?
No, I think
I'm
you can
not
agree
doing
that no, I can't even say them words out loud. Yeah, you're right.
Mate, Lukaku's always going to score
He was
goals.
that one, like,
Always going to
when he
score
left,
goals.
you didn't think we've got rid of someone who's going to go there and not score.
No, you knew he was going to score. Of
just
course you
thought-
did, yeah.
People have this thing with Lukaku, like revisionism about his time at United. Oh, you know what? We shouldn't have got rid of him, mate. Come on.
He didn't want
Like,
to play.
He was awful.
No, it's-
I mean, he scored some goals. Right?
Put some
including
timber on
Paris.
like
To be
I
fair,
did in
I've been
lockdown,
one of
mate.
them saying it, but when you think he didn't want to play.
No.
I remember, honestly, I was there when
He didn't want to press, did he?
Moyes was at Everton, wasn't he? And they beat us
Yeah.
1-0 midweek. They did. Lukaku scored, and I remember
Yeah.
thinking he's a
Yeah.
right handful. And
Yeah.
when we got him, I
He
just
hit a ball
thought,
like hard that I thought he'd popped it at one point.
Yeah.
It was the week or before or after Newcastle had beat us 1-0 at the same
yeah,
time.
going
as well.
through a bad stage, weren't we? It was
Well,
it
it was-
Moyes?
it
No,
was the
did
whole
we have
Moyes
Moyes
season.
or was it?
Yeah, it was
under
Moyes.
Yeah, of course.
My season.
I remember, the Everton fans, right? That's just
That when he not won at Old Trafford for about 200 years or something.
We lost 1-0, didn't we?
Yeah,
Some
it was like
records
Newcastle
went
had won.
under Moyes, didn't
Newcastle
they? Oh
had
my
won for
God.
like 30 years.
West Brom's
West
first time
Brom,
since
Everton,
1924. You're like,
every
fucking
week.
hell, who's keeping count?
Hey,
And then
Do
you
you know
say
what?
like you'd think, well, what's the manager got to say about this? And he'd say things like, you know what, when Newcastle come next week, we'll make it hard for him.
Well, that's what Evra said to us. Cause we had a chat with Evra, and he was. I asked him every question that you'd ever want. I peppered his head. He was probably fuming with me afterwards. But I asked him about Moyes, and I thought he'd gone so open, so honest about everyone I'd asked him about. I was like, this will be fucking gold, this. And he just went, I tried to protect that guy. I was like, what? And he's like, oh, some of the things he was saying was mad. He goes, I was just saying to him,
mate, do you know what? Though?
stop talking at the press.
He actually seems like he's doing all right at West Ham now. He seems like he's set him up. I know, listen, they got a big weekend, but he's set him up well.
Yeah.
He's set him up well.
I think the thing with Moyes is everything about that was wrong. He shouldn't have got the job. Got the job on a technicality.
Yeah.
He wasn't properly backed as well.
Yeah.
The coaches, which is probably his own fault, but the coaches left. It was just a complete shitstorm. Everything went wrong, and then himself obviously didn't know what to say in the press. Didn't know how to handle it. It was just a disaster.
I say it to me
in
all
front
the
of a
time,
camera.
that Manchester United job, even if you look at Ollie, like he still looks about 12, but it's ages everyone.
great, doesn't
It
it?
ages everyone.
Do you remember
Honestly,
Mourinho at
that-
the end of his same thing?
yeah, he looks a brand new man now. He's come back, yeah.
Dustbin, didn't he?
Honestly,
And he's usually pretty suave and
I say all the
slick.
time,
By the
that
end, he
Manchester
looked-
he
United
looked
job just
rumbled, didn't he?
absolutely. Just
How
ages you.
bulletproof was Fergie then?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
30 years in that. Maniac. Not a drip. I mean, Fergie didn't actually age. I mean, when you look at him from when he walked in to when he left, I mean, obviously 30 years on anyone's actually going to age you, but he never aged like prematurely at all in that. No. Mate, he must have some.
Yeah, but it was with Fergie, like, he ran the press almost, not the other way around, do you know what I mean? He didn't go in a press conference feeling bullied, he bullied them.
Yeah.
Literally the entire room. When
Have
he was
you read Daniel Taylor's book?
He got banned in Daniel Taylor for,
Yeah.
for like 5 years or something, for nothing.
But I think he got back in his good books by writing this book about him, and I think it's called A Year with Fergie, something like that. And it's about how Fergie used to like brief the press and stuff like that. And he said, honestly, he was like a mentor to the press. He said, like, do you know, you see the press conference and the manager walks in and he talks. He goes, didn't happen that with Fergie. He goes, cameras were off.
Yeah.
He goes, and he'd come in and he goes, and he'd sit with you, like Joe.
Really?
He goes, and he'd talk to you, and then he'd be like, right, should we do it? And he'd almost be like, right, what are you asking?
Before my
what are you
time,
asking?
because when I did
what
it,
are you asking? And that's where people would say stuff to him, or he'd go like, listen, I didn't fucking like that you wrote last week.
Yeah.
He goes and you'd be like, he'd be highballing you and you'd be like, okay, boss.
He knew a lot of tricks, Fergie. Like, because when I first went there, he said to me, when you put your mic down, if you can, put it out of his reach. Because sometimes he'll just flick them off. What are you going to do? Go pick it up, there's nothing on it. You just flick him off if he was like in one of his moods, yeah. Or he'll do that, back and forth, just to give the cameraman something to do. It's just like daft little things like that.
But he ran it, didn't it? I mean, I don't really ever remember, apart from the Champions League ones, never really watched the press conference. It became a thing. Moyes, it became proper box office because he was mental one end, like a rabbit in the headlights. And I remember really watching Giggs's. Like, remember Giggs's first one at Carrington when he was manager, just going like, my childhood's over now. Like, I saw this guy's debut. Now he's a fucking manager. Like, shit. I got to grow up.
Just thought we were talking about yours, that the press conference sat there. And again, no, you can laugh about it now, but at the time, everyone was reading it. This is nothing new to Manchester United.
Oh, Sevilla.
Yeah, Sevilla.
I've sat here loads of times when United have gone out and you're like, no!
Stop.
And then he was like...
Strike one.
Yeah, that was it. When it was like,
Strike one.
Most other clubs know they're not going to win it. They just won't admit it.
Yeah.
I'm like...
Yeah.
Time and a place, brother.
He was only being a realist, but it was just too soon, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, it was because it was 4 minutes after a pissing game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was raw, that. Oh, my God.
I think we're getting the curly finger.
Are we getting curly finger?
Yeah.
And what you plugging?
What am I plugging? Got nothing to plug today.
Bollocks.
Come on.
No, I've not. I'm going straight from here now to Asler to train 2 pros I'm working with, James Moorcroft and Rhiannon Dixon. The women's game's growing, and honestly, I've got massive hopes for her. Really, really think she can do something with such little experience, and seeing the improvements in her since the last few months since I started working with her. Yeah.
Do you have a photographer living in the gym now?
No, Joe has someone. Joe has someone who come in a few times a week.
Oh, see, just like more press pics than ever.
Yeah.
You've never seen anything like it.
Got to get Joe on here, mate. Just for his pronunciation of
Oh,
players'
mate,
names.
no,
He's
he's
the best.
the only. Yeah, he's a big
massive red, mate.
Big red. The only player.
Never seen him speak about it.
The only player whose name he can say is Mata. He loves Mata,
He
but
does
that's
love
the only he can only pronounce it right.
Like Lukaku, he's called Lukaku.
Lukaku.
Oh, he's like someone's granddad, isn't he?
Mate, he said it before. Wow, was it?
Even like Eric Bailly, I remember he said it. I can't remember the first time chatting to him. He said it, and I thought, who's he on about? Because it was something like Bilali or something,
Mate,
and I was like,
today,
what about,
mate,
like?
it was on about Borussia Dortmund before, mate. He's just mental, mate. I'm sure he does it on purpose.
Oh yeah, let's get Joe on for a
Yeah,
brew
he's
then.
quality, mate. Honestly, talking to him a few times about United. He's a mad red.
All right, nice one. Cheers, Ant.
Right, thanks for having us, boys.
Cheers to you guys at home. Make sure to subscribe if you're new around here. You can also get all of these podcasts that we do on Audio Boom. The link for that will be in the description below if you'd rather listen to us than see Jay's ugly mug.
Oh, Scotty and Motty as well. Live podcast for election night. Don't forget.
Oh
that.
yeah, they're doing
Election night.
Yeah, man. That's how we roll.
They're going to try and take over the American elections. It's going to be fun.
Get Fox News and CNN. Come at Scotty and Motty.
A nice one. See you in a bit.